Everybody, welcome to DBS Films Podcast. It's just me and you, so that means it is a DBS production update. Today is December 3rd. We are in the final month of the year, and in these episodes, we go ahead and give you guys an update at where we are at in the film production process for DBS Films. The major announcement for this week's episode is that we will have this Monday, the 5th, a showing, first look of The Shapeshifter, which most likely will now be called The Devil in the Forest. So we're very excited for that because it is going to be the first look that our Discord superfans and supporters have to take a look at the newest movie. This was the movie that we shot all the way back in May. It's almost ready to go. So we're basically going to go ahead and roll that out, get feedback, get opinions, make adjustments for it. So we're very, very excited. Watching the more finished and polished ones each time really just kind of puts it more in perspective of, I think this is a real big step up in my opinion. I think that we're really going to see just a big benefit when it comes to a lot of the cinematography, how everything looks. I love the overall plot. I think if you do like The Devil in the Room, I think you will like The Devil in the Forest, or whatever it ends up being as Shapeshifter. But to me, it's something where it has a really good horror story, it has a really good horror feel to it. It's got the plot there. All of these things are a mix that I'm going to be a big fan of. So that's the major element right there, is that we are going to go ahead and roll that out. So if you are a super fan, if you are a supporter, you will be able to get that private link for it. We are going to do it on Twitch, but it's going to be on a separate Twitch channel. So not the normal one. That way people won't be able to see it unless they are part of the super fans. If you aren't able to see it during that event, or you can't make it, no worries whatsoever, friends, because we're going to go ahead. We'll keep a link in the Discord for you for the super fans to access at any point in time, because we want to get your feedback. We want to see what you guys think of it. So that's the most exciting part of it. Next up, we have the Into the Forest 2.0. We're going to actually start putting some finishing touches on that. Like, it's basically already ready to go. We just need to kind of work a few things, take a look at some of the different cuts that we have, but we should have this bad boy ready to go within the end of the month. So ideally, we can go ahead and get that one going. While I'm saying that The Devil in the Forest or Shapeshifter is going to be a really good one, I just know for a fact that we hit it out of the park with Into the Forest 2.0. This movie is going to fly. It's going to be really great. It's going to be done really quickly. And I think the thing I'm looking at the most is if we can get this movie out, done, ready to go within like a 3-month span, like October, November, December, that's what we need to hit as DBS Films. We need to be making 4 movies a year. We need to be making a movie every 3 months. That's just the process that we can get so that we can scale and grow. That means we can cast more people in our movies. That means we can do more fun super fan events. All of these things add up if we're able to get more movies out there. Plus, you get better at it. I mean, you've listened to our podcast. We say it all the time. The number one way to improve at anything is to just keep doing it. So I'm excited for this because I think it's going to really be a, test case or case study in what you're supposed to do when it comes to making movies at this level, just because I think it's gonna be something really quick to go. It is found footage, which again, we've mentioned more and more that that's just going to help out in the post-production process. But really, I feel like the major thing is going to be when we're able to go ahead and turn out a bunch of these found footage movies. I have a feeling that next year, we're coming up to it now, 1 more month left, and then we're in 2023, friends. And I have a feeling that once we get to 2023, that's going to be the year of DBS to really grind. Not that we're not already grinding, as you know, but that's going to be the year that I think we really grind, we really put in the work, we really get a lot of movies out there. We're going to have not only The Murder House, but we'll have The Girl in Cabin 13, Murder House, The Devil in the Forest or Shapeshifter, whatever it's going to be called. I'm just going to keep calling it The Devil in the Forest. I'm going to say that one's going to win. So The Devil in the Forest, and then Into the Forest 2.0. That's 4 movies that will be out generating revenue, ideally within the first quarter of January. And then from there, if we can add 4 more, at the end of that, we have 8 movies generating revenue for us on a quarterly basis. You really do not make a lot of money off of these movies. We stress it a bunch. So the way that you do that, well, if you don't make a lot of money off of one, you make a lot of them, and then you can make a decent amount of money. My whole goal, fingers crossed, is that we'll be able by the end of 2023 that I can work full-time at DBS. That's going to really, really be just absolutely amazing in the sense that, that's going to open up so much more fun. That's going to open up so much more things that we can do together just as a community and in general. So I'm very excited for that process. And then lastly, we mentioned, hey, There's actually a movie I forgot that we're sneaking in there. So we have the Roger Files. We're about halfway done through with this script. Script is very, 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 very tight in the sense that it is for the most part, it's like 2-3 people in person, and then we're going to utilize a lot of remote roles. So that's how we're going to kind of tell the story. So we will have auditions for those, for the remote roles and things like that later, most likely probably like bleeding into January, I would say, for the roles. But again, we're going to film the movie first and then add in the remote roles to it. So that's our way to kind of work in more people within the process. Don't worry, Into the Forest 2.0, we're going to have your remote roles will most likely be taken care of at the later end of the month. So that's kind of what we're looking for that section. But the remote roles is always going to be a way that we can essentially look at adding more and more of our characters and more of our amazing Discord into our movies. So that's going to go ahead and wrap it up. As always, be sure to take a look at our Discord channel. Be sure to join us, like, follow, all those things, because as we get bigger, as we grow, as we're able to create more, we're going to have way more opportunities for each and every one of our members in our Discord. So really appreciate that, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. But until then, have a good one.